I text zero people on a daily basis. Not because I'm antisocial, not because I'm bitter, but because life itself is loud enough. So, for some context, I'm a full time student. I'm also doing an internship and I also work part time in retail. My days are packed with people, classmates, coworkers, customers, studying, homework, literally anything you can think about it probably is involved in my life. I also go to church. I talk to a lot of people. I listen a lot, and most importantly, I engage, which is good. And you would think that my life is perfect, right? I have a big social circle where I talk to a lot of people. I have many classmates that I speak to. I'm surrounded by a lot of people. You would think that my environment is healthy. It is up until night hits and it gets quiet. And that's whenever everything creeps in. The overthinking, the loneliness, the realization that if I don't text anyone first, I probably won't get a text throughout the night. And that's scary because through those lonely hours, you start to, I don't want to say give in to lust, but you start to become more prone to lust. A few good examples of this is doom scrolling, the Lust app, you know what I'm talking about, and just general overthinking where you don't feel like you're good enough, like your life isn't as great as it's you think it's made to seem. Not only that, the thing is for me, I don't actually hate it. I don't actually hate the nights. I've grown to learn how to love the silence, the clarity, the space to think, the ability to build, to breathe, and to focus on the good things. I'm not being glued to my phone. It's freeing. My mind is sharper, my vision is clearer. I'm not chasing any notifications. I'm out there chasing purpose and but then again though at times it feels like I am missing out, right? This is social media, this is, Gen Z, how everyone's out partying, clubbing, and I don't do any of that. And sometimes it feels like I'm missing out. Sometimes it feels like I might not find my person because of that. Because even though I'm putting myself out there, I'm not putting myself out there and for the purpose of, doing things to make people like me. I'm more so doing it to keep me stable. Because if if you're anything like me and you start to wander life without any purpose, you start to get lost very quickly. You start losing yourself. You start losing your momentum. And that's very common with a lot of folks that I've spoken to. That sometimes they feel that they're not doing well enough. Sometimes they compare themselves with other people who, I don't want to say have been lucky, but have been more fortunate than you. But because of things like that, I've learned how to make peace with it. It's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make because generally about 95% of the day, it's a lot more calming, a lot less stressful, and a lot more real. I start to become more real with myself, more dedicated towards my craft. Because of that, I'm able to free up more time, despite the fact that my time is very limited, and that's what's also scary because I would like to find a partner at times, right? Because, like I said, it does get lonely, and whenever you're out there doing it yourself without anybody watching, not necessarily watching over you, but without anybody to kind of go to whenever things get rough, it becomes difficult, and I get that, and it's very easy for you to get disconnected to the world. It's very difficult because there aren't any distractions, no fake urgency. It's more so just pure clarity. And if you use this time wisely, you're able to get more done, be more in the present, and plan your future. Things that I like to do that get me through this whenever times do get rough and you start to overthink and start to complicate things. I try to get out of my room, right? That's the main important thing. I try to get out of my room. I try to use my room only for the purpose of sleeping. So if I'm literally not laying in my bed unless I am literally as sleepy as I can get. because then you start to really, really overthink. And that's not good. But yeah, I text 0 people throughout my day. And sometimes it is very, very fearful. And sometimes it can become very, very therapeutic. But most of the time, it's up to however I look at that day, how I tackle that day. And if you let the day beat you, you can lose momentum very, very quickly. And that's one thing I try to really, really take advantage of, to not let the day dictate how I feel, right? So whenever I wake up in the morning, the first thing I try to do is I try to get up, get some sunlight, chug a glass of water. Well, not necessarily chug. You can sip it. You can sip it, walk around. But I try to get off my phone. I try to get off my phone because the older I got, the more detrimental it has become to me. Because with free will and no one looking over your responsibilities but you, it is very, very simple to get off track in your plan. So yeah, I text 0 people on a daily basis. And I would like to hear what you guys think. And I would like to hear your guys' story. If you are like me and don't really text many, many people, I would like to learn what you do to conquer that lonely feeling, and what you do to give yourself more momentum in this battle of life. Thank you guys for watching this video. I would really like to see what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.